Hello, my name is Kix and welcome to episode 7 of my Formula 1 career. Hey Tuck, congratulations on your victory at Monte Carlo. A driver's first win is always the most difficult to come by and you surprised everybody including Vijay Mallya. He never expected to be in this position, at least not this year. Press interest has been high. Yeah, I don't take a victory at Monte Carlo. The guys in the garage went crazy when you crossed the line to take the checkered flag, but then I suspect you get it up pleased that were from the reaction in Parc Fermé. It was great seeing you on the top step of the podium. Yeah. So we won the Monaco Grand Prix last time, and this time it's the 2011 Canadian Grand Prix. Let's go into qualifying. Kix takes first ever win in his first season in Formula 1. Force India's Doug Kix took his first ever win at Monte Carlo. Race engineer Andy Knight had admitted there were a few tense moments in the garage throughout the race. Chasing your first race win always adds to the pressure, but you can read that. We are 10th in the championship. Our target is to finish 16th and there are 13 races remaining. Highest lateral G-force 7.77 G. Times did not finish as 0. Race 7. Montreal, Formula 1 Grand Prix de Canada 2011. So 12th place finish in qualifying and 9th in the race is our target. So here we are about to begin our first flying lap in Q3. Great line through the final chicane, DRS open. Let's see the lap. We get a screen freeze there, so we pause and then continue. Hamilton sets a 113.1 and we go third place with a 113.1 and I don't think nope, we've got a corner cutting warning and an invalidated lap time. So we cannot do another flying lap, which was the plan. But now, with 3 minutes of qualifying left, we go for another flying lap as we are in P5 and we obviously want to qualify P1. Let's see this lap. Three minutes to go. lap is quicker than our current best, but we might have to go for another flying lap. We will see.
Great lap, that should keep us at the top end of the field for a while.
That lap puts us in P2. 0.028 seconds behind pole position of Jenson Button. We are going to try and go for a final flying lap though.
Your tyres and brakes are at optimal temperature.
But we're going slower. And I do not think
1 minute remaining, just 1 minute.
we are going to be able to improve this lap time. And so we dive into the pits. Kind of happy with that lap time. We will see if we qualify on the front row for tomorrow's race.
You seem to be losing a lot of time in sector 2. Second place on the
P2 it is.
That puts us in a really good
That puts us in a really good put. Most successful track, Monte Carlo. Laps in the lead, 37. Circuit Gilles Villeneuve. Objective finish 9th or above. Jenson Button starts from pole position. We are P2. Our teammate Sutil in P17. It's lights out and away we go. We get a good start using 2/3 of our curves into the first corner, around the outside of Button, and into the lead we go. The top 3 after the first few corners is Kicks, Button, Alonso. Already we've got quite a large gap to Button. Well, it's only 1 sector into the race. 1.2 seconds to lead. And our first stop is going to be as early as lap 5. And it does look quite overcast today, so there might be rain later. As Button now gets the slipstream into the final chicane, but is not going to make a move, and we actually miss the braking zone. And we slow down as we cut the chicane so as not to gain any time. And Button is right on our tail, on our gearbox. 0.3 seconds the gap is now. And Button goes for a little look down the inside with side by side, but he backs out of the move into the chicane. Still pretty close. He could have a look down this straight here, and in fact he manages to sail straight past and takes the lead. I try and go around the outside, but it's not gonna happen. I go wide to give Button room, and it's down to P2.
Posted the fastest lap of the race. We've got to find a way past, we're being held up.
Now me and Button are creating a gap to Alonso.
Just ahead of Alonso. Don't let it catch you.
It looks like gaps are beginning to form now between me and Button and Alonso. And this time I take the final chicane perfectly. Just gonna speed things up now. I go into Rich on the final lap so I can hopefully gain some time with the last of my tyres. Come out in P6 on lap 6. Back into standard. Cars ahead box. We come back out and it's actually Hamilton in P3 now instead of Alonso. The top 4 of Button, Kicks, Hamilton and Vettel. And Hamilton is right on our tail there as we get a screen freeze. And I think this lap we're going to resume normal speed. Or next lap. Because is there a battle with Hamilton? The battle with Hamilton went on for a few laps here and it allowed Vettel to catch up.
Exit.
Then we pitted. And what happened here? Hamilton and Vettel both jump us in the pit stop. In the pit stops we go from net P2 to net P4. Then a few laps of Rich. Lapping a few cars while I try and catch up to Vettel, Hamilton and Button.
Nice driving, that was the fastest lap of the race.
Setting the fastest lap as I do so. And I'm catching up to the 3 podium drivers here. Yes, that's the whole point of racing, engineer. So the order at the moment, I believe, is Hamilton, Button, Vettel, Kicks, Webber.
Sector 3.
No, it's Button, Hamilton, Vettel, Kicks, Webber. The two McLarens are 1 and 2. As we're now within DRS range of Vettel. And we get a good exit out of the final chicane. Enough to have a look down the inside of Vettel as we touch wheels into turn 1. Not quite close enough to make a move, to make the move permanent. We can have a look down the inside here as we nearly touch again. And we're in rich mix here, driving flat out to try and overtake Vettel. As we dive down the inside at the hairpin to take P3 on lap 17. And now it's just the 2 McLarens that we need to catch up to, except Vettel's going to have a look down the outside at the final chicane, except no, he's not. And actually, while defending, caused me to go slower on the exit. So Vettel's going to have a look into the first corner, is he? No, he's not. But it is going to allow Hamilton and Button to create a gap to us in P3.
We need to pick up the pace. The car behind's closing in.
And now we want to try and close the gap to the 2 McLarens. Except Vettel is still close behind.
The pits are clear. Now's a good time to pit.
And the 2 McLarens look like they might start battling for P1. As my engineer tells me to box this lap. I ignore my engineer and stay out for an extra lap, as both McLaren stayed out. And we are going to box on the original schedule. Back into Rich we go.
They're getting ready to receive someone in the McLaren garage. Looks like Hamilton will be stopping within the next few laps.
Now we've caught right up to the 2 McLarens. And it seems our 4th, I think it's the 4th and final stop is going to be on lap 27. As I get that corner completely wrong and get a warning for corner cutting.
Pace is good, pace is good.
But now it's a 3-car battle for P1 as Button goes a bit wide on the exit of the hairpin. I'm gonna get DRS. And I hit the wall of champions trying to overtake Button. But there's no damage.
In the car ahead, we'll need to lap in the low 1 minute 14. Push, push.
So our lap target is a low 1 minute 14. Our best lap is a mid 1 minute 13. This entire race was spent driving as fast as I could.
Traffic ahead, stay alert.
as Button looked like he was going to go for a move on his teammate there, but didn't actually go for it. We're now going to get DRS on Button. We get an okay exit through the final chicane. We are going to think about a move into turn 1, but Button defends. Now I'm really catching up to Button, and we're going to go down the inside of Button into the chicane, and we take P2. And now Hamilton's catching up to some lapped cars. And usually, when we're chasing the car ahead and they come up to some lapped cars, we get the advantage. So let's see if we can do the same again. And yet the lap cars seem to be slowing Hamilton down. Here we go. Yep. Oh, we hit the back of Truly twice. And this time, Hamilton got the advantage going through the lapped cars. And that's actually allowed the Button to catch up to us. It's the three-way battle for P1 is back on. Into the hairpin, we have a look down the inside of Hamilton. And we take the lead of the race. But now Hamilton's going to have DRS going into the final chicane. And is catching, but doesn't get a move done. DRS into the first corner. Is he going to have a look? He does not. We skip ahead to lap 29 after the fourth and final pit stop. And we hit the wall and we spin and we lose our wing.
Nurse the car back to the pits. We'll fit a replacement.
Come on, move out the way, cars. What are you doing, D'Ambrosio? As the way the engineer just said that, Button's leading the race. But we lost P1 there. We're all the way down to P6 after our, I think that was the fourth pit stop, or maybe the fifth. But we're on lap 33 now. And Massa is going to have a look around the outside of the final chicane.
And we can regain the place.
He's going to make the move done before. We are going to try and get a better exit, and we hit the wall.
We've lost the front wing.
That was a big crash. We got no wing and a puncture. We get a warning for dangerous driving for driving backwards when we were trying to spin the car around. And we're going to have to do a full lap with no wing and a puncture. As we drop down to P10. And this is the car in P11 overtaking us for P10. except they seem to be going slower than we are, and we've got a puncture. What's gone on? I think they've got no front wing either. And now our teammate is coming to overtake us both. Oh, no, it's not. It's Kobayashi.
You need to let the car behind you pass. He's not racing you for position.
Now we get lapped. So we are going to finish this lap since it's the final lap. And now our teammate is coming. And I overtake Wemi for P11. And I'm going to try and still finish ahead of my teammate, even doing the final lap with no wing and a puncture.
New flag conditions. Let the car immediately behind through. You're not.
And I somehow managed to take the final chicane perfectly. And we crossed the line for P11.
Just one place outside the points. Good driving.
So the final results were Hamilton, Button, Webber, Vettel, Rosberg, Massa, Heidfeld, Petrov, Alguersuari, Kobayashi, Kicks, Sutil, Buemi, Maldonado, Perez, Barrichello, Karthikeyan, Trulli, D'Ambrosio, Glock, Alonso, Kovalainen, Luzzi, Schumacher. With Alonso, Kovalainen, Luzzi and Schumacher DNFing. And the Drivers' Championship is Vettel, Webber, Alonso, Rosberg, Hamilton, Button, Heidfeld, Massa, Schumacher, Kicks, Kobayashi, Petrov, Alguersuari, Perez, Buemi, Sutil, Barrichello, Maldonado, Glock, Trulli, Karthikeyan, Luzzi, Kovalainen, D'Ambrosio. And the constructors is Red Bull, Ferrari, McLaren, Mercedes, Lotus Renault, Force India, Sauber, Toro Rosso, Williams, and Virgin, Lotus and HRT have no points. I have been Kix. Thank you for watching. I'll see you for the next race.